All right, this is going to be for GW ions and isotopes. Ions, charged particles, charged particle. Electrolytes are ions. Ions will conduct electrical signals. Your body needs electrolytes or ions for each of the cells to function. So how does an atom become an ion? It loses or gains electrons. Electrons are negative. Atoms lose or gain electrons. The number on the periodic table, the whole number for sodium is 11. If sodium has 11 protons and 11 electrons, that's an atom. If it loses or gains electrons, it will have a charge. If it loses an electron, it will be a +1. You are losing something that's negative. You are going to have to get that into your brain. If you lose electrons, electrons are negative and you become more positive. Everything in this group right here wants to be +1. Everything in that column wants to be +2. These atoms can have all kinds of charges. Iron can be +2, it can be +3, it can be +4. Everything in this group wants to be +3, and then it sort of reverses itself and goes 3, 2, 1. You will have to remember that this group here doesn't have charges. They don't form ions. And so these are some of the more common elements that you might see. But if it's in this group, +1, 2, group 1, group 2, that's considered to be group 3. This is not group 3, but it's -3, -2, -1. Those are ions, losing or gaining electrons. Isotopes, atoms of an element with different numbers of neutrons. Every element has at least 2 different isotopes. Some have 5 different isotopes. They're all atoms of that element. They just have a different number of neutrons. And because of that, it causes radiation. We can exploit that and carry out fission. We can do all kinds of things. Some of these atoms that have different masses, because they have different neutrons, help us identify lots of different things. So we're interested in understanding this concept of an isotope. There are 3 types of carbon atoms. All carbon atoms have 6 protons. That's what makes it carbon. Some of them have 6 neutrons. Some of them have 7 neutrons. Some have 8 neutrons. If you add these 2 numbers together, you get the mass number, because most of the mass of the atom comes from the nucleus, and these things are in the nucleus. We're going to call this atom carbon 12, because it's not the same thing as this atom, which is carbon 13, which is not the same thing as this atom, which is carbon 14. But they're all atoms of carbon. They behave chemically the same way. They don't quite behave the same way physically. You are going to have an assignment on Physics Classroom. You're going to have several tables like this filled out. You will need a periodic table in front of you. You have to know that sodium is a +1. You have to know the charge of aluminum. It's in one of those groups. You have to know the charge of sulfur. It's going to be a -2. If you know the charge, well, we know that sodium has 11 protons, and if it's +1 charge, it's going to have 10 electrons. Sodium 23 means the mass number is 23, which means that you have 12 neutrons, because the mass number is the protons and the neutrons. The atomic number is the number of protons. And you can check your answers, and if you get something wrong, they'll highlight the things that you get wrong, and you have to fill out the table. This is the 3rd level. You're going to have to do the 1st and 2nd level in addition to the 3rd level, but you will need a periodic table. This is stuff that you've learned in the 8th and 9th grade, so we're going to be reviewing it. This is your review. So this is ions, This is isotopes. Go back over that information, fill out the answers on Physics Classroom, and that's your assignment.